Good afternoon. My name is Yasmin
And I'm Akila.
and today we are going to be talking to you about
How slavery influenced the importance of heritage sites by
watching.
Yasmin and Akila.
As one reflects at a glimpse of our history, Cape slavery is indeed an important part of this legacy, although there is little information documented on the first-hand accounts on the personal and social lives of slaves. Significant elements of their varied culture is still a prominent part of the structures and environment of the Cape. As South Africa is referred to as the Rainbow Nation of the world, we should remember that many of the people of the Rainbow Nation are themselves descendants of slaves. They contributed greatly to the history, culture, and economy of developing the Cape. With colonialism, which began in South Africa in 1652, came the slavery and forced labor model. Slavery at the Cape was not the same as in America or elsewhere in the world. Generally, slave-owning colonies such as those administered by the Dutch East India Company or VOC, which was controlled by Jan van Riebeeck in 1652, in the 18th and 19th centuries imported captives from East and West Africa. During the period between 1653 and 1808, more than 63,000 people were brought to the Cape. These people not only from Africa, but as far afield as Madagascar, Ethiopia, India, Indonesia, and even China. Therefore, the Cape had the most culturally and ethnically diverse slave population in the history of slavery. Slavery at the Cape of Good Hope not only had a profound influence on the evolution of South African society, but also played an important thread in the heritage of our country.
The slaves in the Cape had to endure great hardships, such as lodging. They were housed in inhumane, despicable conditions. Loss of personal identity, slaves are often renamed. Labor by doing the dirtiest and heaviest work. Slave women were mostly put to work as domestic workers, while men were used as laborers, and many more hardships. Few slaves attained freedom before emancipation. At midnight on 1st December 1834, the Cape celebrated the formal end of slavery. Although 63,000 people had been brought to the Cape in the previous 180 years, there were only some 36,000 slaves at the time of full emancipation in 1838. Heritage are features belonging to the culture of a particular society, such as traditions, languages, or buildings that are created in the past and still have historical importance. During most of the 20th century, public awareness of slave heritage was well buried, but the ending of apartheid in 1994 saw the initiative by UNESCO to establish the Slave Route Project, which highlighted the awareness of the slave past and its impact on the present. The goal of such the initiative was seen as empowering communities of slave descendants.
On Heritage Day 1998, the Cultural History Museum was officially renamed Slave Lodge in honor of the slaves who lived in bondage over the 180-year period. Furthermore, the National Heritage Resource Act of 1999 included the special value of sites of significance relating to the history of slavery in South Africa, alongside places to which oral traditions are attached or which are associated with the living heritage of victims of conflict. Slavery was thus incorporated into the heritage of all South Africans.
In conclusion, museums such as Slave Lodge, District 6, and Boer Cup, and the many others in the Cape, remind us of many aspects of our history, our constant struggle for human dignity and human rights, and the tremendous impact which the legacy of slavery in South Africa had on our present culture.